Daly City regular meeting of the Library Board of Trustees. I will call to order the meeting on Tuesday, May 19th, 2026 at 6:01 p.m. First up is the pledge to the flag.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And can we get a roll call, Shayla?
Absolutely. Trustee Tronco.
Present.
Trustee Luna.
Present.
Trustee Powell.
Present.
Vice President Lex.
Here.
And President Goodman.
Here.
Everyone is here.
First up, we have the approval of the agenda for the regular meeting of May 19th, 2026.
I move that the agenda for the meeting of May 19th, 2026 be approved as submitted.
Can I get a second?
I'll second that motion.
Everyone in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. And it passes. And next up is the approval of the minutes for the regular meeting of April 21st, 2026.
I put in a motion to approve the meeting minutes for April 21st.
Second?
All those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. And that's approved. And next up, we have presentations, reports from DCPLA.
So I will be reporting out for DCPLA today.
Okay.
Their wonderful executive director, Victoria Magbalang, has provided me with an update to share with you all. So the Daly City Public Library Associates had an exciting and inspiring April. DCPLA Board President Clayton Koo and Executive Director Victoria Magbalang attended the National Youth Poet Laureate Commencement event in Omaha on April 25th to cheer on Chloe Chow, the 2022-2023 Daly City Youth Poet Laureate, also the 2024-2025 California Youth Poet Laureate, and Western U.S. Regional Youth Poet Laureate, as she was competing as one of just 4 finalists for the National Youth Poet Laureate. While she did not take home the national title, we are incredibly proud of her outstanding achievement of winning the regional competition and making it to the national stage. On April 29th, we hosted the 2026-2027 Daly City Youth Poet Laureate commencement event at Daly City Hall, in this very room, in fact. MC Adonis Marcelino, Vice President of the Daly City Recreation Commission, led a wonderful evening featuring performances from the 6 finalists, along with special readings by Chloe Chow and current Daly City Youth Poet Laureate Kaylee Chu. Chloe also announced this year's winners, first runner-up Harold Muntz of Jefferson High School and our new Daly City Youth Poet Laureate Sway Win of Summit Shasta High School. We also recently welcomed new DCPLA Director Patrick Ho, Business Development Manager for Tri-Counties Bank. We're excited to have Patrick join the team and deeply appreciative of the many years of partnership and support from Tri-Counties Bank. That concludes the report.
Great. And there doesn't seem to be anyone here, but did we have any comments elsewhere?
There were no email comments.
I just wanted to ask Shayla if the council ever issues certificates of achievement or awards to people who do outstanding things, such as our poet laureate who, went up and competed in the finals for the national poetry reading.
To my knowledge, they have not issued a certificate specifically to Chloe, but that definitely seems like something that they would do. I know that they've issued a lot of commendations at various events for people who've contributed to the culture and the community. So I can mention that as a possibility to maybe to Victoria.
Would it be okay with the other trustees if I made a motion to, if that's appropriate, to request that the city council recognize Chloe's achievement and issue an appropriate certificate at a council meeting? So I'll make that motion.
Motion to approve.
I will second. And everyone in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And the motion passes. That's a great idea.
I will forward the request. Our fiscal year ends June 30th, so sometime early in the next fiscal year, we can come back with a more comprehensive report that covers the other things that have been requested. In the meanwhile, if you do think of measures that you would be interested in seeing that you don't see here, let me know. I can let you know if that's something that we can do. There's not always a huge amount of change in the top requested items, but we did have some shifts.
Yeah, I know. I recognized most of them.
Yeah.
Again, I was going to say not so much the audio, but I don't think we had that last time.
Yeah, that's new.
Next up is the proposed community source local historical archive.
So yeah, this was a request that was submitted or that was made at the last meeting, and so I did a little research specifically. President Goodman had talked about the community archive that is at the Golden Gate branch of the Oakland Public Library. So I spoke with one of our part-timers who happens to be a retired Oakland librarian and knows every librarian in California, I'm fairly certain. And so I was able to learn a little bit more about it. It is actually something that the library was approached to do by an archivist who has actually, she has an organization that does this. It just seemed like a beautiful serendipity, and they've created something really impressive. But it's definitely, we would not be able to recreate the circumstances that led to that here, because if you look at their marketing material, even it's a third party that manages that mostly. So just looking into what would be involved, there's a lot of decisions to be made about is this going to be like a digitization project, and if so, you look at equipment and training and storage, of course, and then ideally making it available online. We have taken local history materials and had them digitized through a program that the state library had. Funding for that has been uneven, I should say, and there was even some concern that the materials that had been made available online, that they wouldn't be able to maintain that. So there's always with every archive, you have to. It's a long-term commitment. So we had also had a suggestion quite some time ago from Trustee Tronco to apply for a GIS web grant. There's an organization in Oregon that provided opportunities for that. They were unceremoniously unfunded when the IMLS was briefly eliminated, but those funds have actually returned. And so we do have the opportunity perhaps to develop a proposal for that. And we were thinking perhaps something with mapping and locally historically significant places within the community might be something that would be a little more attainable. It gave me pause to know that we'd be accepting things and taking on that role of archivist without knowing that we would have the resources to maintain it. And creating a map, I feel like, would be a more attainable thing. So I was going to propose that and see what the board thought, because I don't want to staff only have a certain capacity. What do you think?
I want it.
How much time and effort is required to apply for the grant?
We haven't done it yet. I wanted to get feedback from this body first, but it's not like a federal grant or anything like that, so I don't think it should be too bad.
Okay, so not too burdensome.
Probably not. No, I think with that project, obviously, the complete elimination of their funding was the big hurdle. But the other thing that would be needed is that we need to find a local partner with the expertise, because we don't have the GIS expertise in-house. And part of the project is learning the GIS systems. So they were working on connecting us with people. So it really is success would depend on us being able to find somebody who's willing and able to work with us.
Would we be willing to reach out to San Francisco State for the urban studies and planning department?
Yeah, so the nonprofit that is offering the grant was before their funding was cut. They were in the process of working with San Francisco State and trying to help us find somebody.
Would you and/or the library, or would you commit the library staff to defining the project? You've talked in very broad terms about, a map, which I think is a really nice idea. Finite funding ends, the map doesn't go away necessarily, it just loses relevance over time. But, actually, it probably wouldn't, because,
Remains historically significant.
but that would take some time to envision, the breadth or the scope, the detail of the project.
And I think we would probably want to reach out to the History Guild as well.
Right, I
But
was
they are
thinking,
a completely a volunteer organization, so I don't know how
Right.
much capacity they have either.
But occupying the original library
They are.
for Daly City, so perfect. Well, it sounds like a good, decent project to me. If you're in favor of it, I would give you, as a single board member, I would encourage you to pursue it.
Yeah, I'm in agreement.
Okay. I will report back on if we run into any hiccups. Hopefully, I'll be reporting back positive news as we make progress.
Yeah, that's great.
And now we have the trustees report, the DCPLA Library Board collaboration on community-driven giving results.
So I think everyone
Did
had
everyone
the,
get the, the list of all of the contributions?
I don't have that list.
I've looked at it, and I was having trouble sort of processing all of the good ideas that were there and some of the impractical ones. And, one thought that I had, and feel free to not pay much attention to it if you don't like it, is rather than select a single item or three items, because we have three categories, from all of the submissions, that we select perhaps a category and, that we take a look at all three categories, try and achieve consensus on one item from each category, and then turn it over to the library staff to pick the one that they think might be most relevant. In that way, the patrons are being recognized for their work. The Board of Trustees is a participant in making this happen. And the library gets to decide what would really be best of the suggestions that are passed on as recommendations. If you've been able to follow that. As I looked at it earlier, it seemed to me that in the Q1 list, lending really does cover a lot of this. And, we could lend tools, we could lend DVD, CD players. And I had a question about that, because CD players are sort of becoming antique.
yes.
Do we have a collection of CDs that
Oh, yes.
require players that people, if they don't have are going to just sit on the shelf gathering dust?
Yeah, we still have we have music CDs, we have DVDs, we have Blu-ray discs as well. So, and yeah, people who borrow them, have their old players. I do know, I think it was Santa Clara. There was a library that was lending players actually out of a kiosk.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Well, another lending thing that I liked was gathering or gardening tools.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
And then the third thing I liked in that category was the World of Dinosaur Roar book series by Peter Curtis, if we don't currently have that.
I don't believe that we do, and we were surprised that was a dad of a regular visitor to Story Times that mentioned that.
So maybe,
They were difficult to find was part of it, but
we can get suggestions from other trustees in the Q1 list and then come up with one item from all of the suggestions. So I would invite my colleagues here to talk about the ones that they found most relevant or interesting.
Can I have one of those? Yeah.
the other factor with this is these were filled out at different libraries, but we do try to maintain, same services at all of our locations if we can. So that can sometimes add to the cost or scope of a project. The gardening tools, just to clarify, because we were thinking about, or we are going to be doing from the Fund the Need, some discover and learn and discover kits. And we were going to include one with like seeds and some basic gardening tools. But are you thinking of more like a rototiller level?
Oh, no. No,
Like a
the
spade?
money wouldn't go very far if we were buying rototillers.
Yeah.
And, there are lots of complications.
Yes.
Simple lending, I would say.
Liabilities.
I mean, I thought that was the
Goes with
sort
our,
of the idea behind lending gardening tools.
If we did that, would we limit, kind of like Oakland did, to you have to be within Daly City, that you live here and are a resident? Which is what Oakland did for their tool library.
yes, they did. I fully understand why they did that. We probably would limit to residents of San Mateo County. That's often what, for instance, with our technology, that's what we've done. Because we would occasionally have somebody from far afield pop in, get a card, check stuff out, and not be seen again.
I love the idea of the tool lending library, whether it's gardening tools or other tools. Seems very practical, useful.
Sheila, do you think gardening and other light tools are feasible?
And we definitely like our, the library of things is popular. The considerations are always just space. We don't want to check out anything that's is potentially hazardous. But I feel it aligns well with our seed library.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, as I'm listening to comments and thinking, we could get something like a Trader Joe's bag, and put a bunch of gardening tools in there and have, one or two bags at each site. Or one bag, two bags, let's say, at the most popular, the most heavily used sites, and one bag at the other, or something along that line.
Yeah, that's definitely in line with our whole library of things. Adventure.
Okay. Do you have any people who are sort of DIY enthusiasts in the library staff that you know of?
Oh, myself probably.
And the reason I ask is we're only talking about gardening tools, but, basic hammer, nail, file, screwdriver, pliers, wrenches, that kind of thing might also be considered. If you guys think that's
Yeah, that's where I was
something to
kind of
add in.
going.
So we are currently in the process of launching a Fix-It station at our John Daly location, which is where we have most of our Fix-It clinics. And there will be all the basic tools there for use on site, along with a laptop that's kind of locked into a Discord channel specifically for fixing things, so you can get expert advice. But those would not be lending. So this could complement that. I know, for example, if you have to buy the wrench to put on a kitchen sink drain, you never use it again.
Yeah. Are they going to do a Fix-It clinic, like monthly or bi-weekly?
Quarterly.
Oh, okay.
So there's one coming up in June. It's in my in the
Oh,
announcements.
if you let me know, I will promote it at BPAC and get the word out, since
I will.
do cross collaboration.
So just to make sure I've captured everything, there was an interest in the disc players, the DVD, Blu-ray, CD players, gardening and other tools, and the World of Dinosaur books.
Well, those were the three areas that I had
Yeah.
in mind, but it seems like there's more general interest in supporting tools than the other two ideas, from what I've heard.
What about record players? Is that a consideration? I bring it up because I was at the Eureka branch in the Castro, and they had a sweet collection of LPs. Their vinyl is
You
ridiculous.
should check out Berkeley.
What's that?
Berkeley.
I'm sure, but I was like in heaven.
We do not have any LPs in our collection, so I mean, we could check out the players, but it would be a little bit disappointing, I think.
I'll have to donate.
Well, for the purpose, let me just clarify, would you prefer lending tools over the World of Dinosaur book series?
I think we could probably do both.
Well, we're going to go to the other two categories quickly here. So I was thinking of one from each list.
Okay.
Oh, I like lending tools.
So for the purpose of, I'll call it, if this happens to be the winning idea, quote unquote, thanking the person who submitted the idea, let's call it number 19 on Q1.
Okay.
And then Q2 is programs, workshops, and classes. One person suggested chess club, but I think other types of clubs that are organized, are a nice idea. One person suggested leveraging AI to automate tasks, writing workshops for kids and parents together, that kind of thing. I thought that was a pretty interesting idea. Any other suggestions from the Q2 list?
I don't have it, but
Yeah, I don't
those
have it in front
those
of me.
sound good.
I just had a more of a question. I saw a comment on that particular list about senior programs at night, and I think there was a question around, having more of the programming for seniors during the day, and was just curious, like how many programs happen at night.
So if something is very much targeted to seniors, we do try and have it during the day, because I know a lot of seniors prefer not to drive at
Yeah.
night. I prefer not to drive at night. And depending on the time of year, it's dark early. So, but if it's something that's going to be more broadly appealing, we do try and schedule it so that working people can attend. We it does limit us because each library is only open 1 or 2 evenings. Otherwise, they close at 6. So,
Right.
yeah. Finding
Yeah.
the right time for something is
Yeah.
hard because you don't want to do it so late that people have already gotten home because they're not
Right.
coming back out. But then if you do it too early, yeah, they're not going to be able to make it after work,
Yeah.
or it's going to interfere with their, having dinner. We've kind of settled. We do a lot of things at 6.
That's good to know. Thank you.
One other thing that seemed to rise above all of the different and varied suggestions was special meet and greet with authors. So I'm just wondering, of meet and greet with authors, of the organizing of different types of clubs, or leveraging AI to automate tasks and appropriate use in writing and so on. Which of those would seem most attractive to you?
I think the AI would be a big hit. Leveraging it for like day to day, and also like the risk component of it too, right? I think it'd be good to kind of think of ideas for different age groups. My daughter's like a teenager now, starting to like apply for jobs, and it's not like paper resumes or paper applications anymore. So she has to like create her own resume, and I was like, we should do. I'm like, we need probably in the community a resume workshop would be nice, right? And interview workshop, that kind of thing.
Often partner, and actually we do have one coming up, partner with Phase 2 Careers, but their focus is on people re-entering or changing, pivoting, 50 and up. So
Yeah,
something for people's first jobs, which we have done, but not in a long time.
Yeah,
could be more.
I think that'd be good.
Broadly appealing. Yeah.
And for this, it would be you would bring people in, or library staff would conduct, or
For things like this, we do try and bring in people
Bring in
with
folks,
the proper
yeah.
expertise. For instance, we have somebody from Phase 2 that's going to be talking about, using LinkedIn and job hunting that way coming up. And we did have a using AI for your job search. That one was very well attended also, but the same providers. So, or something on first time home buying where we would have.
I'm doing a
we
home
would
buying
have
workshop on
coincidentally-
Thursday if you guys
So we would
come,
we
yeah.
would want to bring somebody in usually, and sometimes it's there's a compensation for that, and sometimes not. It just depends on their role, if they're with a nonprofit, if they're volunteer. Yeah.
Okay.
I just had a quick question on the clubs. Is somebody just wanting to have more clubs at the libraries or access to them? I guess I'm a little confused.
Currently, I think we only have a Pokemon club. Typically, the clubs are something that's initiated by community members. So, and they're using the space, and we're happy to have them there. But it's not necessarily a library sponsored program. It's
Okay, because I see at Santa Clara City whether they have game night because they have some later hours. So like, I don't know if it's like 5 to 7 or 5 to 8, but
we had one at
interesting.
Westlake quite some time ago, and sometimes it's with these things, it built its attendance, and then the attendance sort of petered out. But that was something that the staff would bring out games and, for community building.
Understood.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the AI idea.
Me too.
Okay, well, that was number 8, I think, in the list.
Yes.
And then going to Q3, which is basically equipment items. This is where the DVD and CD players for audiobooks is listed. I have a question, just because I've never heard of it before, but what's a Tony box? This
Oh.
is number 25.
We'll probably get those. They are
Toy. right?
It's a toy. It's
Yeah,
a toy.
it's. Yeah, I'll
It's a
share.
toy
I
box?
bought it for like my nephew. It's a box, and then there's different Tony toys that you kind of screw in, and then it kind of like sings to you. So he has this box, and then each little figurine is like $20 to $40, and then it sings to him, and it's like the greatest thing
Okay.
ever. Yeah, and he has a lot of Tony toys, like, and then kind of so that's a really good idea. I think they might want to keep it. I don't know. They might get a little too attached to it. So yeah,
That was something that was
Yeah.
suggested
It's so
as part of
cute.
some
Yeah.
something else, and so we were looking into that.
yeah.
Yeah.
So every birthday, I buy him a Tony. No.
And yeah, I just want to call it attention to it's very different service if you have, for example, CD players in the library versus lending CD players. So
Oh, that's a cool idea.
both are a possibility, but they are different. Because if you do it in the library, then you're creating a station
Yeah,
for that
like
purpose.
listening
Yeah,
space.
a listening station or a watching station.
Yeah. Is that something that there's room to do if some of the libraries were going to do that, like have a listening station, whether it's CD player or whatever it is?
Probably. And we wouldn't be able to. We'd create a station probably at each of our locations. That would be possible.
Yeah, I was thinking in the case of the Westlake Library, just because I'm more familiar with it, a player could be checked out from the desk and used at one of the, back wall computer workstation areas,
Yeah.
or even on a tabletop for that matter, as long as we provide headphones.
We do. We provide the world's ugliest headphones.
Well, what do you guys think? And I apologize, actually, there's a fourth list, furnishings, after equipment.
I like the idea of like a listening station, of using it in-house, so to speak.
So DVD, CD players for audiobooks and other CD, DVD materials.
So station or checkout for in-house use.
Right, so I'm going to say that's number 18.
So you mean like books on tape? Would that be the equivalent? Because I was like, most audiobooks you can download through Libby or whatever to your
Oh,
phone,
we still
right?
have CDs.
What's that?
We still have audio
Oh,
CDs.
okay. Nice.
Okay.
And then Q4 is furnishings. And, lots of play furniture, play furnishings come up in several different suggestions. Jayla, how would you see that working? I mean, do we have as much play furniture as we have space for it right now?
We're in the process of, we have a grant that we got through DCPLA to add some additional play furniture at Ceremony. The construction has interrupted that process, but when we should have more play furniture in that area, the children's area, when we're done with that. I think probably at the other locations where the spaces are pretty filled.
Right.
I don't know if you've been to John Daly recently, but we did receive the grant for the light tables that the toddlers play with, and so we did remove some less used computer furniture and put the light table there. So we can move things around, but yeah, adding a lot of furniture is probably not a good idea unless we're taking some furniture out.
Did you guys see anything in the Q4 listing under furnishings that jumped out at you? I mean, this may be a category that we don't need to address.
I will also say I did buy study carrels with a generous grant through the CPLA, and the funds for this grant would not go very far with that kind of purchase. The library furniture is expensive.
Would it be okay with you all if we didn't choose anything from this category?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
We will, I think, be adding some of these things anyway, just through our process, including fixing the lights.
Okay. Well, Chayla, could you sort of formalize that and just have it reflected in the minutes which of the three we've suggested to the library staff, and present that to them, and then let us know what you guys think would be of most use.
Yes, I will do that.
Okay, super. Oh, and I would be curious to know, well, I don't know. I mean, what I'm thinking is I would be curious to know who actually made the suggestions that are going to be forwarded to the staff for a final decision.
Oh,
And, you know, that we send everyone a thank you note. I think we've talked about this before, but, you know, maybe invite whoever's got the winning suggestion to one of our trustee meetings for at least some personal recognition.
sure, of course, yeah.
Okay.
I can gather their contact info.
Anything else on this project that you guys would like to add?
No. I do, though, have one question for you, Chayla. It sounds like, is there a Fix-It Clinic date already on the books? Or
Yes,
that's still
in early June, the first Wednesday, I believe.
first Wednesday? Okay. Because I will get it word of mouth circulated.
Fix it, don't replace it.
All right, well, that concludes that item.
Oh, next we have library funding.
I'll report on that, and Shayla, you can add to it as you see fit. I've talked with Clayton Koo, who has really been wonderful and diligent in trying to move this concept forward by getting an appointment with the council members who have been appointed to work with us on it. But it's very difficult to coordinate their schedules and the city staff schedules, and for that matter, Clayton's and my schedule. And Jador was part of that too, so that's another element. We thought we had something nailed down for, I believe, June 5th, but that fell through.
I missed that.
Well, I think Clayton's going to be working on that. It's really my fault. He called me when I was driving, said, "How about a Friday afternoon?" And I said, "Yeah, that's usually really good."
Oh, no.
Until I got home and I saw that, you know, I'm going to be out of town at a different meeting during the time. I thought, you know, maybe I could do this on my phone, but there's no way that I can be involved. And I don't have to be, but I know Clayton's tried to make it very inclusive, so it's in his court at this moment. We continue to, you know, try and bring all of the key people together to keep it moving. And, you know, if we miss our deadlines, and I suspect we will, you know, for the 2026 elections, or excuse me, is that right? Yeah, the November elections. Then we'll just continue to work toward the next suitable date. And that concludes my report.
Next up, we have library field trips, and I don't have anything to report on, but I know, I'm sorry to let everyone down. I have been to some libraries. There's too many in San Francisco for me to like make time to do them all right now. But I did go back to I think it was a Mission branch in Santa Clara, and I'm gonna go to their book club. I think it's called like Love Books, but the Unbook Club for like romance books. So that sounds kind of fun. Have no idea what classifies any of this, so I think it will be just an experience.
Very adventurous. So, because I knew that you hadn't been anywhere new, I attended a meeting for work, but it happened to be at the Newark Library. So
nice.
I snapped a couple of pictures.
Oh,
It's part of a civic center. I wish I could have gotten a shot of the whole thing.
Uh-huh.
But there's
That's
a
pretty.
city hall that's across here, and the police station is behind me. It's a really beautiful library. So we were in their community room, their meeting room, which it's almost the opposite of our community room. It juts out into the courtyard. There's a very high glass area that's most of it where we were sitting, and then there's a lower ceiling. So this is from either side of the room, where there's all the IT and all that. And you can the library actually happened to have been closed. It's closed on Fridays, but we were able to access this room, which I like that as well.
it's pretty.
So our community room is sort of semi-subterranean, but this one is just really airy and light. It was beautiful. Nice place. And here on the left, you'll see the children's area, which was just the one remarkable thing I thought was that those glass walls are movable. I was told that they moved them and then they just stayed there. They didn't continue to move them, apparently. That sounds like what would happen to me. And then on the right side, I'm always interested in how people do their postings, because one thing that we are very short of in all our libraries is walls, because we put shelving with books on all of our walls. So we just don't have places to put a lot of postings. So I liked this one. It was very well organized. It's done with slat walls, so those are all in acrylic holders. They're divided into, on the far side is where all the library, upcoming libraries, programs and services are. And then here you'll find community and government announcements. This is from either side of this just beautiful reading area. I've actually seen in the catalog, I've seen this furniture, but the assistant director referred to it as cool but impractical because it takes up so much space without providing all that much seating. So, but it is, I
It
will
looks good.
admit,
I like the
cool.
lights.
And you can see that glass wall up above, and that little mezzanine is staff work area. And then I'm always have study room jealousy. So they have I think they had like 4. It wasn't so many, but they had these study rooms. They have some movable dividers so they can make them bigger and smaller. They had a really cool way to, invitation to connect to the network, so you could just use the screen from your device using a QR code. It's very, very well organized. They were actually supposed to be able to reserve them on these little tablets outside, but we were told that did not work. There's always so many promises. Oh, and that was all the pictures that I took at the Newark Library. I had never been there before, and I thought I probably won't again.
It's
And
pretty.
it is quite stunning. It is a branch of the Alameda County Library System. So it was.
How many, is this the main branch of Newark itself, or do they have a bunch of smaller?
As far as I know, this is the Newark branch, the only branch.
The
in
only
Newark.
one,
Only one.
okay.
But Alameda, of
Right,
course, is a
right,
big
right.
system. And it was a lovely gathering of library folks from all over the region. So,
Love it.
yeah.
One of the pictures that you showed made me remember that we have a mural project going on at Saramani, and I was just wondering what the status is of the mural.
Oh, yes, she is. She's hoping to finish this week, actually. I'll see if she's able to take a better picture. It is in the hallway, so it's very difficult to get a shot. I did send out some photos earlier, so she's just in the refinement phase at this point. But she worked on it today, and she'll be back tomorrow. But yeah, she's hoping to be finished soon. We also, Victoria came to one of our events and brought the paintings that were made, that were started, not finished, but they were started on stage at Art and Lit Fest, I think the year before last. And then she remembered she had these other very cool paintings, like Where the Wild Things Are, diptych, and she brought those in, and so we have those hanging on the wall, and it's just brighten the space because it's a lot of a very 70s yellow drab, like quite a color. And then our new walls are grayish. That's super exciting. So just this mural is brought in. So yeah, a lot of really nice color into the scene, and it's just a Technicolor Daly City. So it's just for the community to be able to reflect on its own, on our own space, on our own city.
Yeah, that's great. Thanks for the update.
Yeah. It will be finished long before other parts of the
Did
project.
you get my pictures from Daly City from the film?
I did, yes, thank you.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay.
Yeah. We had
Because that's part of, I mean, I guess that's kind of a field trip.
yeah.
Ish.
Yeah, you want to talk about it?
So we had, was it last Monday? I don't even remember. I think it was last Monday. They did the short film of Daly City from Nick. I'm going to
Hartanto?
Hartanto. It's a cute film about food and immigration, I guess you could say, living as an immigrant in a different place. And then the best part was a lot of good Malaysian food from different people. I mean, I'm assuming they were neighborhood restaurants. I don't
It's
know.
actually all from Lime Tree. They
Okay.
partnered with us on it because the owner of Lime Tree, they're actually closed on a Monday. So
Oh.
he brought the food himself, and he really helped in the selection of Indonesian foods that would pair well with the short
Indonesian,
film.
right?
Yeah.
Not Malaysian, but yeah.
Then he had ramen as a party favor for everybody.
Yes. And a friend of mine who's from Indonesia, he happened to see the film maybe 6 months ago because I guess there was word of mouth out to the community. And he reported back that it's very authentic. And so I said, well, I should hope so, but I wouldn't know. But there was an amazing turnout is the other thing.
Yes, it was a really big turnout.
Yeah, I don't know if you put any of the pictures in there, but I don't know if you even got them from me.
I didn't. I should have put them in there.
It's
Sorry.
okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a really big turnout. I would say, 100 people, give or take?
94. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, it was very successful.
It'd be fun to do more like that if somehow we could come up with other collaborations.
Yeah. Well, that was just. It is a very special film too.
Yes.
Yeah. And we've had, I think, the only other thing that we've had in that room that has had that level of attendance was when Rob Keel showed his film about local Daly City. I think things that are very Daly City specific,
very local.
hyper local, tend to attract the best audience because you can't watch it at home. Although this one you could have.
And next, we have any announcements and communications?
So I had some upcoming. We have a home buyers workshop that Trustee Angela Powell and some of her colleagues have volunteered to put on.
Nice.
This is going to take place in the community room on the 21st. Yeah. So we're looking forward to that one. And then we have also, I mentioned there was that using AI for your job search. This is kind of a second in a series. Your profile is your pitch, working with, the phase 2 careers to provide a presentation. This one is going to be hybrid, so if people can't make it in person, they will be able to attend via Zoom, so make it as accessible as possible. So we do try and offer these kinds of very practical workshops periodically. And then this is the Fix It Clinic. It's on June 3rd, so it would be a Wednesday because that's the day that John Daly is open later in the day. If you are interested in attending and have something to fix, please do log in and let them know. And then when you arrive, you can check in, and then you can see we're working with the San Mateo County Sustainability Department, and so they've got some additional Fix-It clinics around the county. They're always going on. There's some just an amazing group of volunteers that have just brought created something out of nothing, and it's just a really amazing opportunity, and it's so fun to watch them fix things, and then ring the bell when there's a successful fix. And not everything can be fixed, but they'll
try.
very impressive. Yeah. And then we have another film screening. So in case the Daly City film was too long for you, these are short. TikTok, actually. These are TikTok filmmakers. So this is coming also to the Ceremony Library on June 9th. We'll have some young, up-and-coming, very, very short microfilm filmmakers, and I think we're going to have some snacks that kind of go along with the films themselves. Also in the community room, if anyone wants to come out. And again, we put it at 6 p.m. to try and make it as available as possible, and it'll still be light at that hour.
Is there going to be food?
There will be food, yes. And finally, it is that time. Actually, Christina may be the only one who's never heard this spiel, but every summer the library does summer learning. And so our youth services librarian has been very busy booking special performers, special program providers, as well as planning a lot of staff-led programming. We always do a lot of staff-led programming because we're trying to have stuff happening throughout the week, every week during the summer. So keep kids engaged, keep kids learning, keep kids reading to fight that summer learning loss that happens. So we will be doing all the things that we usually do. We're going to have the reading logs, so you can come on in and pick up your reading log and get started. When anybody finishes a reading log, they'll be entered into a drawing for a $1,000 scholarship. Everybody gets a book for their home library when they sign up, and again when they finish. And then, we have these wonderful activities throughout the summer. So we'll have this on our website. We'll have a special web page for the summer stuff. So these are always popular.
And all the Bay Area, or is this all California or just Bay Area libraries that will be doing this?
I can't imagine that there's a library that doesn't have a summer reading
That's what I
program,
thought.
but they're all a little different, but largely the same.
And are they all giving out participation bags, so to speak?
San Francisco, I think that's what they do. They give bags. In San Mateo County, we give books.
Oh, okay. I
so-
thought you did bags last year.
We did do bags that last year. We'll have to see if we're able to do that again. Yeah, bags and books.
I know where to get everything from all of them.
So
Awesome. Can't wait.
those were the upcoming things. We have our regular programming as well.
Could you send that flyer out to us?
Yes, I'll send them all out.
Okay, thank you.
And then we have the agenda building for our next meeting, if anyone has any suggestions.
Well, it seems like from tonight's agenda, 5, 6, and 7 should be carried over to our next meeting.
Yeah, same with 8.
Yes, of course. Yes.
I'll do better. I think Marin County has my name all over it.
Well, you can visit them digitally because we partner with them.
Oh.
We have reciprocal borrowing via our Libby.
I will
So-
be up there for a couple weekends, so I have to see which library is open on weekends, but visiting family up there, so. Oh, and Petaluma, so maybe I will really expand to Sonoma County. So many
Can't wait to
choices.
see.
And does anyone else have anything?
And not hearing anything, I move that we adjourn tonight's meeting.
And the meeting is adjourned at 6:56 PM.
Thank you.